Game 3 is in the books, and it did not go the way the Knicks would have liked it to go. Miami smothering the Knicks from beginning to end, wire-to-wire victory. This Knicks team just was not ready for action. Jimmy Butler returned and led his troops to victory. And for the Knicks, man, it was looking like the New York Bricks out there. Couldn't muster any offense. Shots not falling for them. No ball movement whatsoever. And this one was over before it started, ladies and gentlemen. 105-86. The Knicks get smoked in Miami, man. Your three stars in Brunson, Barrett, and Randall go 16 of 51 from the field. Randall 4 of 15. Brunson 7 of 20. RJ 5 of 16. I mean, it starts there, and it was just abysmal, man. But for me, fellas, it also starts with the energy. You had to expect the Miami Heat to come out, being at home, Game 3, Jimmy Butler back. You had to expect them to be galvanized. And they came with the energy that the Knicks just could not match. And from there, the Knicks were just fighting an uphill battle, man. An absolute uphill battle all game, and you just can't do it in the playoffs, man. It becomes much, much harder, especially when your offense, it just isn't there, man. JD, give me some thoughts on this one, man.
Man, this was a very disappointing performance by the team, and, you know, quite frankly, at this point, the Knicks just can't shoot. They just can't shoot. They can't shoot. You know, and sometimes we will overcomplicate the game, and we'll look at certain analysis. They just can't shoot right now. I mean, at the end of the day, the Heat scored 105 points. At the end of the day, the Heat shot 38.9% from the field. At the end of the day, the Heat shot 22% from three. I mean, when you're going to have the opponent shoot that bad from an overall perspective, you're going to give yourself a great shot to win basketball games. However, when the opponent, in this case, the Knicks, are shooting worse than that, 34%, 20% from three, 8 of 40, you're not going to win many ball games. And then coupled with the fact that, you know, the Heat now have found something in the way that the Knicks are starting their starting lineup with the Josh Hart, RJ combination during the duration of a 7-game series. Listen, they can get hot for one game. But Eric Spoelstra doesn't look at this as a one-game thing. He looks at it sooner rather than later. It's going to come. We're going to continue to play this defense. They are collapsing on every single drive. Every time Randall gets the ball on the center court, you see 2 Heat wings right there at the free throw line trying to collapse all the lanes, any crease to the basket, and they're baiting the Knicks to shoot the threes. They want Josh Hart to shoot threes. They want RJ to shoot threes. Tom Thibodeau is going to have to make an adjustment. I said this on the play-by-play, CP and Alex. Now you're at a point where the Knicks have played 8 games in the playoffs. They're shooting 27.8% from three. They've only shot one game in 8. This is including the Cavs series. Yeah. One game over 31%. That was game 2 where they shot 40% from three. Every other game, they've shot under 31% from three. I guess this is who you are. If you're Tom Thibodeau, what I think you should do game 4, you have to go back with Quentin Grimes in the starting lineup, and you're going to have to go with your shooters, even though they're not shooting well, and just die with the results. At this point, you make an adjustment, you die with the results, and I think you have to go more with your shooters and bring Josh Hart off the bench and see if that gives you a punch late in the first and late in quarters.
CP, JD, you guys are just preaching to the choir at this point. I wrote a whole article for KnicksFanTV.com talking about the three-point shot, right? And one suggestion I made was put Quentin Grimes back into the starting rotation. First off, we already know what Tom Thibodeau is thinking. It's like, okay, we're going to have the same physicality to match Jimmy Butler's intensity with Josh Hart. I get that 100%. But look, on the regular season, Quentin Grimes has just done just as good of a job as Josh Hart. And we know Grimes is not shooting well. JD pointed it out. But when you have Josh Hart only taking 1 3-point attempt and he continues to pump fake, drive, and it just closes off everything else for Brunson, Randall, RJ. All those guys operate 15 feet in. So you put Grimes back out there, even though his shot is not there. If you do get him in rhythm, if you do give him those opportunities and you don't because it's a conundrum with Grimes, right? Because we know that he can take himself out of the game by passing it up and trying to be that connector. At the same time, we know that he has that capability of just shooting the roof off the building, right? And I think that theoretical shooting is much needed. Also, that quick step is just, we need that too, because his ability to punish guys who close out too fast on him and just to get by them and attack the rim, put pressure on the rim. That's another element that we're missing. And look, love Josh Hart, said it. I love what he brings to this team, man. I'm looking in my wallet to see if I can go buy a Josh Hart jersey. But if you're going to have Josh Hart, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, and then Mitchell Robinson in the same starting unit to start the game, Spoelstra already knows, like, yo, I will gladly pack the paint because these guys are not that great of a three-point shooting team. Yes, Brunson's been good on the season. Randall could shoot high volume threes, but still, in order for those guys to get in rhythm, they have to get downhill first, which then helps them have the space from up top.
There are things that we saw in the first loss, and I know it sounds bad talking about another loss, but I just want to compare because it was at least closer, like 7-point loss. That the points off turnovers was so drastic. Like I think it was like 22-9.
Yeah.
In the first game, in the first loss, as opposed to it was split or it was way less on our side. There's just so many things they didn't do, like you guys are saying, like out hustling, keeping each other in the game. You know, RJ has a great start. We think we're gonna get the same RJ that was, you know, giving us more hope for what he could be. All this talk for him, you know, and then he disappears when he could be doing maybe for Jalen when Jalen's not, you know, got everything hitting.
Yeah.
Or Julius. You
Well,
know,
he
Julius
came out
in
to
the
the
core or
6
whatever.
run. He knocks down the three, gets a 3-point play, and then they didn't feed him for like a couple of possessions after that. So it was a little bit frustrating. That was in the third quarter when they were trying to make their run.
Yeah. Grimes getting 2 threes and Hart seeing him, or not seeing him rather, you know?
Yeah. 13 turnovers for 22 points in game 1. 13 turnovers, they gave up 22 points. In game 2, in the game 2 win, they turned it over 11 times. They gave up 22 points. So they gave up 22 points over turnovers in both games 1 and 2. And tonight they gave up, I believe it was 16 points. Let's see. Off of turnovers, they gave up 16 points over 13 turnovers.
They were leaking out. Yeah, they were doing like Obi Toppin flashy dunks in the leak outs. Like
Little
what was
things,
going on with
man.
that?
You know, you're looking at all of the things that made this Knicks offense go. It's coming back to bite them.
Yeah,
it's coming back to
like
bite
Josh
him.
Hart is not being that connector right now, and it's like, why are we seeing bizarro Josh Hart hurt the team like moment to moment? What is that?
Yeah.
I completely agree with you guys. I'm gonna go rapid fire. We need 5 guys out there that can get a bucket. 5 guys that can score. I think our problem right now is that we're not doing a great job of matchup hunting. Like Kevin Love is great, Duncan is great, Gabe is cool too, but I don't think we're doing a good job of trying to put these guys in situations where we can attack them in game matchups. Like a lot of times we got guys out there with 2 fouls, 3 fouls. We need to be attacking those matchups and running things to put them in awkward positions. Like we're doing a lot of ISO and the defense just gets to sit back, and they have a great defense. And I think that we need to do more handoffs, more motion to get them not just staring at, okay, he's going left. And one last thing, we got 3 left-handers that all occupy the same space. Randall needs to spend some time with the second unit. Randall needs to spend some time with the second unit where he can get the left side all to himself and it don't be so clogged up with RJ and Jalen. Like, it's a unique situation. I don't know too many NBA teams that have had 3 left-handers starting in the same lineup, but it's something that we need to pay attention to because right now we're dead in the water and we're not attacking matchups. We're not getting respected on anything. And we need 5 guys that's going to go out there and ball out. Mitch is awesome, but throw Obi in at the 4, throw Randall in at the 5, and then we can do Grimes, RJ, hopefully quickly is back, whatever. But we need 5 guys that can shoot the ball, 5 out on these guys, and we'll win. But this, like I said before, this slow type of pace ain't going to work against them.
And that's that, man. Next show is the game 4 preview. We'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Knicks will bounce back after a tough loss. Peace.